All right, Abusia in channel and so emo akwa ba channel so. Abusia na me famo enwremu ewo eye parliament. Yes, Abusia ene honorable Muntaka. Yes, Abusia ene wadi nkomo ewo eye parliament a enya nsem kotoa. Na Abusia ene kwan a ode eye MPs afa so ewo eye parliament no. E chese enye easy ensem ewo ho na ensem so ekoso ewo eye parliament a chese enya nsem kotoa. Abusia ha eda so aye be media je chebe so wase ena dey connect channel so ebe so wase obe subscribe like na busan wabo aso ahye dwumaji no ma bo frɛ pension bi atie no anya bi atie abusan yenkɔ ne ntin kɔmɔ ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ ye parliament abra ɔno abo Muntaka challenge ɛyɛ MPs ɛwɔ hɔ a enya ɔsɛm kotoa ɛha ɛda so aye be media
Mr. Speaker, they know the gravity. No, that was on the lighter side, obviously. Mr. Speaker, they know the gravity of some of the informations that they in the past and we are handling today. I mean, you carry so weighty information that sometimes I wish you can even discuss with your wife and you can't. Because you know the gravity of that information going out, how it can just destabilize. I mean, information from somebody from the intelligence can just destabilize the whole country. It can just create deaths. People can just lose their lives. So when you begin to say that, oh, this is minimum, this is, what are you going to use? Which scale are you going to measure which one is grievous and which one is not grievous? That is why it is severe for you to know that in the course of your work, you are not, the things that you get to see here, don't disclose them. If you fail to do, these are the consequences. So that people will be watchful. It's not a must that you must be in the security and intelligence agencies. You can have the right to resign. But Mr. Speaker, also remember, there is Whistleblowers Act that gives people also another route. But once you are working in this environment, you have chosen to be slave to information and zip your mouth. And you have an option to resign and go and become a parliamentarian where every day you can come to the chamber and talk the whole day. Like myself. Like myself. But to say that we should make the sentencing minimum, Mr. Speaker, my only worry is that former ministers who have operated in this sphere and know the gravity of some of the information, even if you put gun on the former defense minister, I know information that he has, he would rather die than to say them because of what he knows the consequences of saying them will be. But somebody could be reckless and trade it off with peanuts. So that's why these sentences are there. And it's been there, Mr. Speaker, all these years as a guardrail. So please, let's keep the country safe. Because virtually you and I know, the only group that are left that you and I can vouch on, I mean, the former defense minister is there, and you've been in the intelligence place before, are intelligence and the defense guys. They are the only group left. If you want to open that lead too, you know the consequences. So please, let's leave it as it is. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Because I think it was during your tenure of office that they brought a regulation which says that if the intelligent officer is even going to marry, the kind of person that the intelligent officer must marry must be approved.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I take this as
these are because of these are some of the reasons.
Mr. Speaker, I take this as permission to speak. Mr. Speaker, the defense minister and myself, he was minister for 8 years, myself for 6 years. And we know what we are talking about. We are not talking about information that comes to us or some of our senior subordinates. This act also covers a gate man standing at national security. If you ask him, is the coordinator there, and he says that the coordinator, I've not seen him, or the coordinator has left, he's going to prison for 5 years because he's disclosed information. Mr. Speaker, that is what, so let the judge decide the gravity of the offense, whether the person gets 6 years. In this case, if you are saying minimum of 5 and maximum of 10, whether the person is getting 6 years, 7, 8, 9, or 10. Once that decision is to be made by a judge, all we are saying is that caution is also a form of punishment. Go and sin no more. A fine is a caution. So bring the minimum sentence to the barest minimum and leave the decision
of the length of the sentence to the judge. That is all we're saying.
Honourable members, the proposed amendment, yes. I think we take the last comment and then we put a question.
Please, Speaker, with all due deference to the minister, it's a matter that we are all debating on. We should not be using words like we are wasting time. It has to be done cautiously.
You see, Honourable
Speaker,
I just reprimand members, particularly meeting road, that when somebody speaks not into the microphone and your response is going into the microphone, go and take the Hansard and look at it, because what really you are responding to is not captured, but your response is captured by the Hansard.
Speaker, it's a trap that are falling for. But
yes,
I heard. Yes. So just for the purpose of
let's hear Honourable Champon. We will come to Honourable Shaibu and then we'll close the chapter.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I support the amendment, especially so making reference to the IGP, Chief Justice, and Attorney General, because it's specific. If you go through the bill, it makes reference to some specific individuals.
So let me ask you a question. Having regard to E,
yes,
are these individuals mentioned not persons in public service?
Mr. Speaker, E is talking about almost 500,000 people on the government payroll.
Yes.
But I'm saying
when it is in the interest of the public.
Yes, that is talking about the 500,000 people.
Yes, so does it include the people mentioned here?
Yes, but to be specific, to avoid confusion in the mind of the person who seeks to report, we might as well, Mr. Speaker, if that is the case, we might as well just put the bill to read to any person in the public service, and that would have given us a much broader reach. But to be specific, so that there's no confusion in the mind of the person reporting, the leader is recommending that we should add the IGP, the Chief Justice, Attorney General, and the Parliamentary Committee for Security and Intelligence, just to make it specific. Mr. Speaker, it will not hurt. I don't think that they have a stationary issue in
having regard to our security architecture. I wonder if this will be proper, but let me hear from Shaibu, then I'll put a question.
Mr. Speaker, the government of 37(2) is for permission to be granted.
You are disclosing information, and the act is.
37(1) is saying that an officer or employee under this act shall not disclose any information obtained in the performance of a function under this act, except as required by this act or any other enactment. Then 2 is saying that despite subsection 1, the council, the National Security Coordinator, or a security and intelligence agency may permit the disclosure of information, not complain.
So send me a message like this. This it starts from here. This is how are you doing regarding the long-standing issue on the woman's belongings. She's still looking for it. Okay, it's honor.
Mr. Speaker, if in the performance of your duties you have come across information about the council, about the coordinator, about any other person, the act is saying that you should seek the permission of the coordinator. It's there, it's in English. It is in English, and I'm reading the same thing as part of the deliberation. Is there. Because
he's not talking about complaint.
And I read, despite subsection 1, shall not disclose any information obtained in the performance. I understand that.
Yes.
If in the performance of my duties,
Yes.
I come across an information,
Yes.
I shall not disclose.
Yes.
But if the information is about the coordinator,
where is it stated that the information is about the coordinator?
Mr. Speaker, what we are saying is that the information that you have come across in the performance of your duty can be about anybody, and the coordinator is one of them. The subsection 2 is saying that if you will make that report, you should go and seek the permission of the same person. The subsection 2 says, despite subsection 1, the council, the national security coordinator, may permit the disclosure. No, I have read it. I'm the ranking member of the committee. The act.
So, are you in support of the proposed amendment in 37?
All the amendment is saying is that if the coordinator must permit you before you disclose, it's there in black and white. If the coordinator must permit you, what the amendment is seeking to do is that you have not committed an offense if you disclose it to these people. That is all what the amendment is seeking to do. Because other than that, it's saying that, Minister, the coordinator or the security agency may permit the disclosure of that information. You the officer will have to go to them and they have to permit you to disclose that information. And I'm saying that if the information is about them, why do you go to them for them to permit you to disclose? So the amendment is saying that if you disclose it to the IGP, the Chief Justice, then you should be exempted from having committed an offense. That is what the amendment is saying.
The amendment is to the effect that delete and insert the following. That's the amendment under consideration. Maybe you are talking about something else, but not in relation to the amendment under consideration.
Speaker, it's in reference to the same thing. It's only the second part. So maybe we haven't averted your mind to it.
No, but we do one after the other. We are not doing the combined listing. Yes, but the amendment on the floor now.
Yes, Speaker. Speaker, you may proceed. Speaker, you may proceed to.
Very well. Speaker, I'll put a question.
Just for your attention, that is part of the process, and I'm happy that we are debating and bringing.
Yes. So I'll put a question. As many as are in favor of the proposed amendment standing in the name of Honorable Sani Alexander Akroma, Afenyo Makin, and moved by Jerry Ahmed Shaib, say aye. Those against say no. All members, the amendment is not carried. VI. All members, VI. Also standing in the name of Honorable Alexander Afenyo Makin.
Speaker, I rise to move for the amendment of 37(3) and seek the amended the request to have it in this form. Add the following new sub-clause, that's the amendment proposed, and it should read from 3. An officer or employee shall not commit an offense under this section where the disclosure is made in good faith to the Inspector General of Police, the Chief Justice, the Attorney General, or a parliamentary committee for the purpose of exposing illegality, abuse of authority, or gross human rights violations. Speaker, so move.
It is for the consideration of the House. Yes,
Mr. Speaker, I think that we should look at this clause very well. I think maybe seeking to cure 37.1. And 37.1 reads, an officer or an employee under this act shall not disclose any information obtained in the performance of a function under this act except as required by this act or any other enactment. So you are banned from disclosing any act. But if for some reason you want to disclose an act, you need permission from four categories of people. One, the council itself.